chicken. Okay, see, it's just. What a demon drama! On one fateful day, I was on my computer watching whoever one does on YouTube, only watching the most profound works of art possible. That was until I was struck by a divine prick of fate from God himself, where I was recommended the worst possible video any human being can ever get recommended to. That video being trendy.
Sick trip! These are way more trendy together than when I was a kid. What kind of stuff do you wear?
That, my friends, was the work of none other than Chikin Nuggit. And ever since then, I knew only one thing was true. Hey, I should make a video about that. And so, many scripts later, many time wasted, many times not going outside, many showers missed, I present you this unholy animated abomination I call Chikin Nugget. Now I have a bunch of stuff to say about this godforsaken anomaly. So get your pickles, get your mug, get your slurp juice, whatever, because we're getting in there. So the show is created by a small team of people, including Pure Capexi, a couple of animators, a couple of voice actors, and a small indie animation studio called BuzzFeed. You know, always has an amazing track record of everything you know, just trying out Chikin Nuggit videos, you know, just for fun of it, and with no monetary incentive whatsoever. Anyways, now let's get on the actual show. So the show's about funny dog names, revolve last lines, funny pals like cheeseburger, French fry, ice cream, soda pop, hot sauce, type 2 diabetes, which is like every character's name in this show, with a couple exceptions, but it's so freaking annoying, so you better get used to it. Now, the show's a comedy, so all the characters have some form of joke that they tell. Not funny ones, mind you. No, all they do is get a bunch of manatees and add a bunch of wholesome chungus words and grind them up, and then that's a joke. Like, the jokes don't really go anything higher than like most basic level, like kindergarten stuff. Like for a character like Soda Pop, not freaking pronouncing his name. The entire joke is just hee hee. It's a kid, so like he runs fast. Woohoo! Ooh, but sometimes he draws. Ooh, very creative. And for a character like Ice Cream, the entire joke is hee hee. In a normal cartoon, the cartoon might want to do blood rituals. Wowzers! Because we're not a normal cartoon. We're spooky and make unfunny sex jokes. Well, at least I can say the horror in the show is pretty scary. If I was 3 years old, like seriously, if you go back to the comments of these videos, also known as accessibility degenerate, just see like a bunch of people like actually scared out their minds. Just, it's really funny. Funny the actual show. And for a couple of times they use sex jokes for French fry there. Once again, not funny, because first of all, like, come on, this is real taking shit. Not to mention saying Dick Dive Saves Lives isn't particularly funny, or riveting, or unique, or hilarious, or good. Humor in general shows way too saccharine and childish to be considered funny. Like, the whole stick of the show of being, oh my god, it's the cutest, but evil show on TikTok. Concept has been done way better in a 53-second video by a porn animator. Alright, so what character did you have to do next? Bezel, I guess, it was like a clock and like, tie holder, and there's coffee, I guess, but, all my homies hate coffee, so, frick, what else is there? Hot sauce, but I care about hot sauce, like, Curry cares about hot sauce. So, well, I guess that's it. I guess there's no other characters they can talk about. Like, finally done the video is something I wish I could say, because there is still one more character. One character who is the most unfunny out of all of them, who makes the worst possible jokes anyone could ever write up, but that people still eat up like it's candy. I'm talking about Senator Armstrong, baby! Let's go! It's Slushy. He just Slushy's character is just so artificially manufactured to be hip and relatable to young ones, am I right, folks? And she's the most insufferable character in the show because of that. All her jokes are just, wow, that's relatable. And it's the most corporate and pandering stuff I've ever seen. Yet people still eat this up like Somali children. Seriously, if you venture back to accessibility genres, every freaking comment is some form or some variation of, oh my gosh, Slushy's so relatable. Man, I can't believe you created such a character like Slushie. Honestly, he's the most relatable character ever. There is no character my favorite character. The characters also have some chemistry they have between each other. Like, take the ice cream relationship. I fucking hate pronouncing these names. They go from enemies to lovers, but that's not that bad, you know. I mean, you know, the shorts are so short. They could use like a bunch of them to like slowly build towards them wanting to know each other, then starting to like each other. Oh, never mind. We see they both know each other because they're like space gods, I guess. They might know each other, but they might as well be lifelong friends. Because writers forgot what character development was. You know, like the concept where characters like develop over time. Take notes, woman. Like, what are you supposed to leave till it happen, like off screen or something? There's also one of cheese and coffee. But do I have to say this again? Anyways, I'm finally done with these characters. Thank God. Or what else to talk about? The lore. Lordy, you think you can make lore? They think they can make lore. So the main problem with Chikin Nugget I have is, wow, this guy just has no idea what it wants to be. Like, seriously, sometimes it wants to be spooky, or sometimes it wants to be commentary, sometimes it wants to be relatable, or funny, but it feels that just all of it, and never really puts any clear twist on any of the concepts like other shows do. Because of all the episodes I watched, and I'm talking about every single one, like ever since starting the script, there were none that got me to laugh, or none that got me to or the most funny one reaction I got while watching Chikin Nugget was subconsciously thinking, and there are only 3 shorts, yes, 3 shorts out of all the Chikin Nugget shorts. Now let's say if I watched like 100 of the shorts, that would mean only 3% of the jokes resemble any form of humor. Just, I don't have to say anything, you already know. Now there's at least a few things that Chikin Nugget gets right, like the animation is pretty bearable, especially since the deadline, so props for that, I guess. I kinda feel bad for the animators though, since they have to animate stuff like this. The voice actor is also pretty good. It's pretty high quality, since it's made by experience and a high budget voice actors, which really only proves how corporate the show is. Because the show's so manufactured and curated to make money, I feel like anyone can make a show like this. Speaking of shows, I was scrolling to YouTube for Chikin Nugget footage and found a Chikin Nugget parody show called Chikin Nugget Parody Show by a YouTuber named DomSauce, and yeah, it's better than the episode. Like, seriously, the show resolves every problem I mentioned in the show. First off, the characters in the show are actually good. Their dialogue feels very natural, and they have actual chemistry with each other, and they kind of talk like people, not like living caricatures of themselves. They also act in character too, which kind of makes normal Chikin Nugget characters look like flanderized versions of themselves. And they made me actually like the characters enough where I forgot that this is a social show, and they didn't even have to pander to do so. Second off, the jokes here are actually funny. They have set up punchlines and punchlines that are really funny. Every joke in this time span of 3 minutes is just hilarious. Unlike Chikin Nugget, where only 3, not even 30 seconds later, is somewhat funny. The show also has like blood and gore, which is like really well animated too for some reason. Like, what is nice comment? And it's really funny to watch these guys. That's cool. And honestly, this is very my point. It's crazy to me how one guy can make a consistently better show with the same characters and still be better than a show made by a multi-million-dollar company with experienced writers, animators, professional voice talent. And it's also parody, so BuzzFeed can't do anything legally without making a reputation even worse than it is. And honestly, care about animation made with heart, soul, and moves that isn't the line in my pocket. And come on, go subscribe to DomSauce. He has my seal of approval. Anyways, on to the last segment of the video. Now, if you're a diehard Chikin Nugget fan and still like this show, even after all the stuff I said, and that's your opinion, you're entitled to whatever you want. If you learned something about the show, or if I got something wrong, or whatever, live and learn. But at least I can say I'm finally done with this godforsaken anomaly of a show that I call Chikin Nugget, and I never have to talk about it ever again. Just let me say one thing before I close this. Get this thing away from me! Ah!